All right, friends, welcome to Taco Tuesday. Tonight, we're talking all about parties, and we've got a panel of party people tonight. And I'm really excited about it because I think it's great to get different perspectives and all the things because we all do things a little differently, right? So I'm going to ask you all. They have no idea what I'm going to ask them, by the way, just so you know. They have no idea. I told them they didn't need to prepare at all. This would be super easy. So we're going to go off strong with this one simple. Introduce yourself, and we're going to kind of just spit through these really quick. Everyone, this first one, I would like everyone to answer, but the other ones, everyone doesn't have to answer. Just speak up on the ones that really, kind of speak to you. It'll be obvious, trust me. So if you will do a really quick who are you, introduce yourself, and tell me how you like to party, your favorite way, and in 30 seconds or less sell me on why it's the best way to party. Y'all are doing that, all of you. Who wants to start?
I'll go first.
You're on like the top left of my screen. Perfect.
I'm April Livingston. Hey y'all. My favorite way to party is in-home parties. And the reason being is I have always had so much more success with in-home parties. The last one that I did, the hostess sold over $1,000 at her party. They're always the PRV is always higher with in-home parties for me. I have found that Facebook parties are now. I haven't tried it the new way, Noemi, that we learned at leadership. I haven't done that yet. You have? Yay, I can't wait to hear. But the Facebook parties have been such a dud for me, like literally zero PRV. And you sit and you post every day, or you schedule your posts out every day. And whether you party for 3 days, a week, 10 days, it's just like a lot of work for nothing. So for me, home parties is where it's at.
Oh, you might learn something tonight too. Okay, Amanda. Amanda, you're up.
Hi, I'm Amanda. And where we at?
What's your favorite kind of party and why?
Okay. Honestly, I'm the opposite of April. I like Facebook parties. The reason why I like Facebook parties is someone like myself who has a busy schedule, running with the kids. It is just a Sunday easy, get all my scheduling, my post. I do make it an effort to go on live at least twice during that party. I do let people know, like we'll have like almost like a scheduled home party date, but I'll make it a Facebook Live date. And I do have people who actually do show up and conversate. So I guess it really does depend on how you interact with your customers and on your Facebook page, because you can't just post and if they ask questions about certain things and not answer. Because if you're not going to answer, they're not going to show up. So I just love Facebook parties because it's just easier with my schedule.
Awesome. Noemi, you're up.
So I am Noemi. I too love partying on Facebook, and why it's actually different than Amanda. Same, I mean, we all have busy schedules and we can schedule it out, but my thing is that I am able to reach more people and grow wide. And my customer base is not just local, it's a lot of people all over the US. So I have met a lot of the people that are now on my team or are really good customers and friends because of Facebook parties. So that's why I love it.
Awesome. Natasha.
Hey guys, I'm Natasha. I think I'm gonna have to say I have two favorite ways to party.
Okay.
I love a bag party. So a bag party is where you take all of your testers. I usually have two catalogs, about 10 order forms. If we have a holiday and harvest brochure, I'll have that in there as well. But it allows people to go to their mamas on the weekend, share the scents with people. I don't have to be there. They can do it on their own. They're sharing them with people at work. So it allows them to get it in front of them, but I don't have to physically be there for that to happen. I also love in-home parties because you get to make those connections with people, and I love meeting new people, making connections, building relationships. And I agree with April. You definitely, get more bang for your buck in that one because I feel like you spend less time with people at an in-home party sometimes, like usually an hour, hour and a half. But the PRV is incredible. They get awesome rewards and you have a lot of fun. And if they're great hostess, you get good snacks. So that's a bonus.
Vicky, you're up.
Hey guys, I'm Vicky. My favorite way to party is bag parties, same as Natasha. They're like my traveling salespeople. Like you can have a couple bags out, you can give them to your neighbors, friends, family, and have them bring the bags to their work and to their neighbors and their friends. And they pretty much do all the work for you. I'm at a season in my life where like a lot of my friends, all their kids are in sports and they can't really do home parties. So it's a perfect time. So when they're like, I can't gather anyone, I'm like, well, just take this bag for a week. And they do, and it's very easy for them and easy for me. But home parties, when I have done them, the PRV that you get from those home parties are 10 times more than what you get from a bag party and so much easier.
All right, Emily.
Hello, I'm Emily. So I also have two, like Natasha. For the season of life that I'm currently in, I will say my favorite is Facebook, but for my personality, I definitely love an in-home party. That's just where I shine the best, and I just really get to know everybody, so it's my favorite. But for my season of life, I like to say Facebook is my favorite. Just because scheduling works for me best. But like we all have said the wide range of people that you can actually meet is phenomenal. And it's pretty cool to say I have customers literally everywhere. So I love being able to say that because of a Facebook party.
I love it. I love the fact you guys all had different reasons, different kinds. I mean, some of you have the same kind, but you had different reasons. It just goes to show, in my opinion, like there's no one way that's best to get PRV. And you can all learn from each other, right? Like April's like, my Facebook parties are like duds, right? And Emily's like, I got a Facebook group. I mean, you didn't say that yet, but I got a Facebook group with like party, like with a mock party. So I love that. Okay. Now you guys don't all have to answer the questions, but you're welcome to add the, comment on the ones you like. And if you don't, trust me, I'm gonna call you guys out. Okay. Hostess coaching. You guys party different ways. So I love all the love that's going on in Noemi's house. It's like everyone comes in to hug and kiss her. It's so good. Hostess coaching, is it important? And tell like one reason why it's important, or one thing that you do to make your hostess successful. Anybody want to touch that?
You set expectations up front.
Okay. So tell me what that means.
Well, like if they're not interacting, if they're not commenting, if they're not tagging their people saying, hey, this reminds me of you, or hey, I think you would like this. If they're not interacting, their people definitely are not going to interact.
Yeah.
So like I set the tone up front, hey, I'm going to need you to participate.
And I'm going to kind of add to that. So what I tell my people, especially on Facebook, is it would be as if I was in your house and talking to you and your friends. You wouldn't just go and sit in the corner and not say anything. You would say something, you would interact, you would look at your friends and be like, hey, I think you would like that. So just the same as you would do at your house, you want to do that in your party.
So with my bag parties, what I do for hostess coaching is I do a little video that I send to my host, and it tells what's in the bag, because I put like sample products and stuff in there, how to use it, and how to share the bag. So I set all the expectations for them, and let them know, everything that's in there, so they know how to use it and they know how to share it.
So Vicky, can I ask a follow-up question? Do you personalize that to each? Do you record one for each person, or you do one like per catalog?
I do one per catalog.
Love that. I love that. Anyone else want to touch hostess coaching?
Yeah, to piggyback off of what April and Noemi said, I always reach out and let them know I need you to interact. One, because these people are not my Facebook friend. So I'm not going to show up in their news feed. And it proved it to me today. I had gone back to a party and a post that the person that was hosting did not comment or like on, one person saw it, her. All of the ones that she had commented and liked on, everybody in the group ended up seeing it because it pops up in their news feed. So if they're not interacting, people are not seeing what you're posting.
Yeah.
I also want to, when I do home parties too, I send out a host booklet for my host, and I send out a little box that has like some samples and stuff in there. And on the host booklet, it just says like what to do with, setting the expectation for the party, when I'm going to show up, what day the party is, how much they can earn, start a wish list. Like it gives them all of those things ahead of time before the party.
So good. So good.
One last thing. Sorry, Karen. I'm going to interject too.
Good. Go for it.
For host coaching for me too, it's not just at the very beginning for host coaching, it's all throughout. So I think giving an update in the middle is also part of that host coaching. And if they ain't got nothing going on, then that's something to be host coaching about too. So it's not just when things are going on. I have started a bingo board for my host. And that's just something that I have found that has been helpful. I got 2 teamies off of having a bingo board. So, and because they completed it all. And so I was like, okay, this speaks volumes, and that has something to do with host coaching too. So just making it very apparent in the very beginning, just like April said, I think is super important.
I love it. All right, let's move on to home parties. If you're a home party person, how do you keep it simple? What do you take just like a minute or less? Like just give a pro tip or two. Like, do you take every single thing in our catalog? Do you like
No.
So I have like a little wooden box thing, and I take a buddy, a warmer. I try to make it like one trip in, and so it's super easy. Now I'm very short and my arms are very short, so I have to usually get 2 trips because I bring all my testers. But honestly, the testers are the biggest thing that you want there at the home party. And then because everyone's going to sit around and smell everything. I call them sip and sniffs. So that's the most important thing to have. And then you want to show them a couple of different products, but it's important not to overwhelm them, not to feel like you have to bring everything. Everything that comes in the starter kit that you get, it should be sufficient of hosting your own home party.
Yeah. Anyone else want to add to that?
So I'm kind of doing like themed home parties right now. Like my one this Saturday is a fall theme since the fall collection just came out. I'm not taking everything because I didn't order everything. I did order some of the items that I thought were going to be the biggest hits. I think it was like 3 warmers. I got the buddy. She's already got the scent testers because she's passing them out at church. But we're doing like it's a fall theme, and I'm taking some of the fall stuff, and I've got another one set up in October for the Christmas.
I love that.
I would like to say a lot of people say to just take 1 bag. I like 2 bags because I got 2 arms. So if I'm going to be coming, it's going to be coming with 31 bags full of all the things. I probably don't bring every single product, but wax and warmers, I definitely bring the purifier, and that Scentsy Air is definitely coming. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely a 2 bag girl.
So tell me why products like the air purifier or a diffuser or the Scentsy Air, like why would that be important at a home party?
I think it's just a product that people don't think that we have. They don't know anything about it. They just think we're wax and warmers still to this day. Yeah. So I think showing that option and also showing them our awesome pods that nobody else has, because they all use it. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
I also think that a lot of people look at those big ticket, those big price tag items, and they're like, oh, that's too much. but once they see the benefit of that big ticket item, they're like, oh, that's so worth it.
Yeah.
But it's like they got to see it, touch it, feel it.
Yeah.
But also the host can get it for half price, like, so
Yes.
make sure you comment on that as well, is that's a reason to have a party.
Yeah, for
That's how
sure.
I'm getting my air diffuser for $16.
Yeah, how great is that? Right? Like that's really good. Okay, let's go to Facebook parties for a minute. Do you set them up as a group or an event? How many days do you run them? Like what's kind of the way you do them?
I normally set them up as a group because you can post in groups, and schedule post in groups. You can't do that in events anymore. And Facebook allows you to schedule, so you had all of those other third-party apps that are no longer like
Yep.
Busily, and there was another one that you can't use anymore. So I set mine up for only a week because I go on live twice during that time period. I also set up behind me a mini, like you would set up for a home party, but I would set up a mini. I have a stand that I put my plugins in, my night lights, diffusers, and I put all of that right there so that they can see that within the Facebook party. And if they have any questions about certain products, I have it on hand right there and they see it. I put mine up only for the week.
So I also do it in a group because you can always add an event in the group. But mine are, so I have 5 days of actual party posts. I do a pre-day just to kind of get everyone seeing that there's posts, get them to turn on their notifications. But I leave the party open for 2 weeks to allow multiple paydays because I want to give everybody a chance to purchase. But in the rest of those days, I'll post at least once every day to kind of like get them to continue to see. And then my host is being good about like commenting on that post and tagging anybody that they think. But what I do is I don't go live in my groups because I know life happens. And I've tried to tell myself like, I'm going to go at least live and, the Amanda thing. But I really don't. So what I figured out is at the retreat, Shelly is the one who showed me the group. And I took it and I ran with it, and it took me like a full day to get everything set up, but it was worth it because I do video posts. So I have different posts that I do, at least one every day, that has me in a video, like minute and a half max, showing off warmers or showing off pods. And I have gotten so much good feedback. So I ran 6 this last week, and 3 of those parties are like well on their way to over like $500. So I've been getting feedback a lot. My hosts are interacting, and it's just, I feel like it's like they see my personality and they're able to see me just like if I was at a home party.
Yep. Love
That's
it.
an awesome idea. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
definitely
other
a
thing I wanted
group
to-
over
I'm
here.
sorry.
You're fine. You're good. You're totally fine.
The only
Definitely
thing
do
I
a
wanted
group.
to add too is that when you create a group, and keeping fingers crossed that you can flip your host,
Yeah.
that's their
Yes.
VIP group because those are their people.
Yep.
Right.
So you've already created their launch party and their VIP group right there.
Yep. Agree. Emily, you
Yeah,
wanna-
definitely do a group. And I do have some mock party pages that were in the document. If you're not part of it, definitely get in there. I do options for my customers. So I'll either do a 3-day party now, or I'll do a week-long party. So whatever kind of flows, because we all know that halfway through that party, the interaction sucks. So that's how it usually always happens. And that's why going live or doing those videos is a fabulous idea, to try and beat up that interaction and get people on there, make it exciting, and definitely show your personality. So, and that's the only good thing I can say about going the live and doing the videos, is then you do feel like you have that in-home atmosphere in that party, just because they can see you. I think that sells the product. Since he sells itself, they need to see you. So
if I was gonna host with you, Emily, and and you said, hey, I do different kinds of different lengths of parties. And I said, well, which do you think is better, 3 days or 5 days? What would you recommend?
I would recommend doing a 3-day party and extending it if people need help with paydays. That's what I probably would recommend. A week sometimes is just too long for people. The 3 days is short enough if you can get it on the right week, but if people get paid on the opposite week, then I'll extend it if I need to.
Awesome. Okay, let's go. This is like related to any kind of party. Well, probably not bag parties because they're not inviting. But if you're doing a Facebook party or you're doing a home party, how do you encourage the hostess to invite? Like, do you say, like, invite literally every single person in your friends list, or invite like 400 people, or hey, just ask 2 people to come? What do you do?
So I reach out and I do inform them that, if you invite 50, there's a chance that only 25 people are going to show up, which is whether that's in person, online, only half are typically going to show up. And of the half, they're not all going to purchase. So when I do an online party, I reach out to the person hosting the party and I'm just like, I need you to personally reach out, let people know, hey, I'm having a party. I think that you would be interested in this because of XYZ. Can I send you an invite? And I also have people do that and post on their personal pages and they'll say, hey, I'm hosting a party with Natasha this week. I think you guys would love the new things coming out. Comment below if you would like to join us. And a lot of them have really good feedback from that as well.
I love it. What about anyone do it differently? Anybody say invite every single person you know? No?
I do not say that, but however, I do like to at least have 20 people in that party.
Amen.
So I always tell them if it's under 10, I can't start the party until it's over 10. So that's my rules for my host.
I know Facebook cuts them off after they invite so many. I think it's like 100, but
Yeah.
I tell my people, you start inviting the people that support you and the people that like Scentsy, or the people that you think would like Scentsy. Start with those.
Right. And I normally tell people to private message your friends or family or text them, because make it very personal that you would appreciate them being there than just clicking and inviting. Oh, okay, let me just get my first 50 friends in. Well, it doesn't seem personal. And we talk about being authentic and building relationships. It's the same way for your host to invite their guest.
I can't tell you how many times I've been invited to a party that I didn't even know, like, that I was even invited to. And it's so annoying. And so I don't want my host to do that. And I always tell them private message, please, private message. And, it's better to have 5 people that want to be there than 100 who don't know why they're in the party.
And that's what I have told people too. Like if they're like, well, I just can't get 20 people there, which is my minimum also, Emily. I like to have at least 20 people in the group. But I tell them, okay, if you have reached out to these 5 people and they are excited about this party and they want to be in this party, you can rake it in with five people. But you can't just hit invite and have 5 people in there not knowing if they even want to be there. That's a waste of time.
Yeah.
And see, I'm quite the opposite when it comes to that. I've had parties with 10 people and it was a 500 plus party. So it's all about the people, if they're being intentional with who they're inviting.
Right.
And that's something that I tell them at the beginning is as soon as we start talking about party, I'm like, okay, I need you to think about people who either love candles, love to decorate their house, would love to try Scentsy, or intentionally message them. I also ask them to put something on their Facebook. I give them a picture to post and let them say the wording because I don't want it to sound not genuine. So I always tell them just post this, see who invites. It's always hit or miss, but it's worth not inviting your entire list and it spamming the group and then nothing gets seen or nobody gets added. And then 1 or 2 days into the party, I'll even go in and remind people that have an invite and it'll resend them out a notification and we'll end up getting more people in the party that way. But I don't have a minimum. I just, I go off of the base of the hostess and how everybody's interacting.
I will also say that I am I like everything clean and neat and all of that. And after every party, if my host doesn't flip like Facebook party, I delete the group. So if they put 100 people in that group, you literally have to delete every single person in order to delete that group. So it drives me crazy when I tell them just private message your friends that you would actually want at your house, or whatever. And then you see like 500 people in the party. I'm just like, I'm going to have to delete every single one of them. But
All right. The bag party people. What do you do to help encourage them to get orders? Do you have anything that you tell them, or like, what do you do? Or do you hand them a bag and say bye?
I definitely try to put a QR code in there to make it easy. I think just the easiest way as possible. Now, I know some people don't know how to do a QR code. I'm sure there's someone around them that know how to do a QR code, but I know that has happened. But I think QR codes make it easier for everybody.
I would love, because I'm sure we do have someone on here who doesn't know how to do a QR code. If you are on the Zoom tonight, doesn't have to be someone on the panel. Will someone drop in the Scent Warriors group just a quick step-by-step on how to create a QR code? That would be super helpful. Okay. Don't leave this Zoom though to go do it. Just do it like in the next day or two. Okay. Anyone else?
with my bag parties, I will put like a couple of samples in there, like sample packs. And with those sample packs, there's a card that I make for every bag party that says, and it has a QR code on there and everything, but it says shop with my host. And I do 10 of them. 10 cards I give to my host with the bag, and that she can give them out. I only do probably like 3 to 5 samples that she can hand out for that. So it can generate some sales. I also follow up with the host throughout, because that was something I was missing. I would drop my bag off with my host and be like, here you go, have fun with it for a week, and then never touch base with her. So I noticed that was a big piece I was missing. So now I have like a system, of course, my system of following up with my host with the bag party. So like every day I'll ask something like, who did you give the samples to? Or, who did you, where did you take your bag today? Like I always ask them something to get them thinking, oh, I have to get this bag. Because if you don't, I feel like sometimes they'll just keep the bag in their house. So that helps with generating sales. And I also—
Can I ask a question to Vicky real quick?
Yeah.
Do you by chance, for like sending out the messages to your people, do you go ahead and use Project Broadcast for that?
I do. I have a campaign on Project Broadcast.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Would you be willing to share that campaign?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. Oh, I did want to ask, because I'm sure we have someone who's going to ask. You mentioned like a party pack, like you include sample packs or party packs. Those of you who do that, what does that mean? What is in there?
So I actually have one that I brought. Well, it's about to go out, but it's literally like just small. You can stick it in the mail, but I'm gonna real quick try to show what's in here. So if it's a local person, I always add candy, of course. I try to add at least 6 testers, and these are all testers from like previous like transition, and I keep them and I use them this way. They're my little employees. They get retired but put back to work. And then I'll add some samples in there of like washer whiffs. This one's counter clean and this one's laundry liquid. And I try to do different scents. I also add some wish lists. These are on the consultant store, but you can literally get like just pieces of paper. I add a scent and warm of the month, like if there's a collection, or if I've made samples of like a certain collection, I'll add that in there. I do a host join brochure because that also has the information like to drop that seed about joining, which I also do a flip a kit little card that explains how to do that. I found that this is most important because it's a question that always gets asked, but it's what do you use your rewards on and what you can't use your rewards on. The stickers and a catalog. and that's it. That's all that fits in there. And I mean, I could probably stick more in there, but I try not to overwhelm them.
Anybody else?
So her samples are a lot more involved than mine are. Good. Well, so the samples are for my host to give out to.
Yeah, I was saying, let's clarify that. No, I
Yeah.
mean, is that what you're giving the host, or is that what you want the host to give their friends?
So I let them choose, because if they're previous customers, they probably have already gotten these samples. So if it's something that they've gotten, I will tell them, like, you can share them or you can just use them yourself. But if you've already used them, why not let somebody else use them, because it'll end up being an order for your party.
Yep. Awesome. Go ahead, Vicky.
So mine are very small. I use a 4x6 like little baggie that I got from like Walmart. I fold up a product brochure in there. I put a scent of the month in there, and it fits in there if you fold that up. And then I put the website for the party in there, as well as the 10 scratch and sniff stickers, and that's all that I put in there. And then on the other side of the scratch and sniff stickers is like something like, oh, I'm so glad that you got this little sample bag. I hope you love it, whatever. But it's very basic. They're small and thin, and they're very easy to put in the bag and very easy to just the host to hand out.
My party packs are all the same. This is actually one right now that I'm about to send out. Literally has 2 wax samples, a little thing about me, and some of the new stuff that's coming out. That's it. That's all I do for my party packs. I don't make it any crazy. And this is for either Facebook parties, bag parties. They're all the same. That's what I do for mine.
Anyone else want to touch that? Those of you who shared, would you be willing to maybe, if it's not already in the Google Drive, would you maybe snap a picture of what you send and drop it in the Facebook group?
I already added it in there, but if Becky, you want to send me,
I'll send you what I have.
okay.
And then
And that too, so once I share the Google Drive, anything that gets added to it, it should update in your, like, in the drive.
in real time. Yep. Perfect.
I will say real quick though, my systems have changed throughout, and yours will too as you go. And like, I used to do really big sample packs, and it didn't do me any good. Not any good, but the smaller ones were just as good for me. So you'll find your way of like how you do it and what you need to do.
Anyone else want to touch that one? Otherwise, I got a couple follow-up questions. All right.
I was about to answer Megan's question, but if you're going to go through
No,
them, then never mind.
those are the questions go ahead and answer it, because those are the questions I was going to ask.
Megan, I do not have any local customers for the most part. Mine are always away from me. So I ship it to them and I don't ask for that bag back. I think they can just enjoy it. They might find something that they love later, or they might share with more friends later. So definitely I don't ask for it back.
What if it was someone local? Would you?
I don't think I would either. The only time I've asked for a bag back is when I bring it to a business and I'll put like a wall fan in there or like something for them to try. And it's a big bag of lots of goodies, then I will. But that's the only time I've asked for that back.
And only if it's my tester bag.
Yes. Yeah.
I have had somebody start melting them.
Can I say something that we didn't touch on about a bag party?
Yeah.
So I was having a hard time getting host to schedule a bag party from my bag parties, like, because that's always how you want to keep going, is scheduling parties from parties. And I was having a hard time. And so what I started doing was putting these little bags inside my bag party. And it just like, oh, you can't see because there you go. But basically, oh, totally gone now. It's like I'm Beetlejuice or something. Okay. So, but there are 2 little bags in here, and it just says the first 2 people to claim the bag party next, text party to my number, gets to open one of these prizes. And then the host will get a discount at their bag party. So by me doing that, I have booked parties from my bag parties from just doing that. And inside here is like,
what's in there?
yeah, inside here, it actually, I'll open it because this was from last season.
That's a really good idea, Vicky. I love that.
It works really well. It works really well because I was having the hardest time trying to, so
Make sure to send me that too.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I have, you know what? My office is such a mess. That's why I have it on here. Showcase brochure.
You guys, Vicky moved to New York City. She's got lots of plants
I
around
did.
her too.
Look at that. Scent circle. My card. Cotton cleanup. And raspberry hibiscus tea. And a bar. And then it just says, and then a postcard that says, so excited, I can't wait to party with you. And by them texting me, I'm going to have their info. So then we get it scheduled and all of that. So, and then they get to keep the bag.
I love it. Will you drop a picture of that if it's not already in there?
Yeah, I'll
Perfect.
drop that in there.
All right. Anyone else have anything to add on this topic, or we're moving on? Okay. Okay, there are some questions. So if you are not answering the question, you already just said, what do you mean by change stand? Okay, perfect. If you're on the panel, maybe when you're not answering, read the chat if you have the ability and see if any of the questions are apply to you. Okay. Oh, well, you guys just answered like my next question. My next question was kind of Facebook parties. Do you do party packs? I think we just kind of covered that, but how do you connect with the customers in a Facebook party? Like, it's easy at a home party, right? Because you're like actually in their face talking to them. But like, how do you build a relationship, or what do you do so that they become your next bestie?
Shoot,
So
let me answer this.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Emily.
Definitely, I try to make it very apparent that I am touching base with people all throughout the party, even at the end of it. My first day on the party at Facebook parties will be a sample post, and there's like 2 ways that they can get samples on that very first day. Either giving me a jot form or just commenting on the post, and then I'm messaging them. I'm friend requesting them. I'm messaging them. I'm getting to be friends with them so I can get them on my VIP page too. And then just building that relationship in the middle of it. I usually try to do a booking party in the middle of a party to try and get some more interaction and into their inbox again. Trying to get to know what their favorite scents are during the party, and I'm going to send samples at them. Hey, is there any scents that you really don't like? Yeah, I hate cinnamon. Yeah, me too. Got it. Just try to make that simple note. Some people hate vanilla, whatever it is. And then at the very end of the party, I touch base with all of those people and try to get them to book another party at the end. And then for then on, usually they either will come back or they're always friends with you. So they're going to see you no matter what.
I love it.
So, for me, it's in my parties, I have posts that aren't Scentsy related. It's just like, give me your opinion. Tell me what your most hated household chore is. And that's when we start to like talk and like build that relationship. And then of course, if they end up ordering, I will Facebook message them. So I'll pull them straight from the group, send a message, and then friend them immediately because it's a consumable product. So when I post, they're going to see it and they're going to want to buy more. But I just talk to them like they're like professionally, obviously, but I talk to them like I would treat anybody. So I do that all the time.
Like you're a human, like you build relationships.
Yeah, like thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah.
All right, let's go to home parties. If you're a home party person, how long do your home parties last? Do you play games? Like, what do you do?
Oh, I want to answer this.
Oh, answer it, please.
My favorite game to play. It is so ridiculous and it's so much fun. It's about the Wright family, and so you hold a bar or you hold an item. It's going to be your giveaway, and you literally are reading this long paragraph, and every time you say right, they pass it right, and when you say left, they pass it left. It's ridiculous. It is fun. Everybody laughs. It's my favorite game. I have an in-home Friday for a consultant, and I was like, go ahead and prepare yourself to play this game, and I have one Sunday, and we're playing that as well. typically my parties last about, I'm long-winded. I like to talk and I befriend everyone. So I try to cut us off at an hour and a half, but sometimes we last way longer than that. And it just depends on how much I like to talk that day. But I say like typically about an hour and a half to 2 hours to kind of go through. I feel like we do, in a sense, a catalog walkthrough. Um, we talk about the products. We um, talk about what the fans mean. I'll show them a fan, those types of things. And then I put testers out and try to sort them based on scent. And then we kind of just dibble and dabble. But we definitely play games. And when we had body scrub, I brought that to parties and I would have them wash their hands. So that was our introduction. We'd go to the sink. I would tell them who I was. They'd wash with the scrub and then they put the lotion on. So now we're gonna just hand soap it because and lotion because we don't have scrub. But definitely getting them involved and interacting and still building those relationships. In home parties, that's where it's at. I love them.
April, you got anything on that?
I feel like a dud because I don't play games at my in-home parties.
I'm not a game player either, so yeah.
I'm
Well,
not a
I do. There's one game I like, but that's it. Go ahead.
I'm not a big game player either, but I do the phone game, which is like fastest finger game. So what you do is you give everybody your telephone number, right? And you say, all right, everyone get your cell phones out and dial this number. And you give them your phone number. And then you're like the fastest one, the first one through will win a gift. So they're all dialing, they call you, and then you answer and you're like, hello. And then whoever is like, oh, it's me. So they win. But now you're like, all right, you guys all have my number. Now save it on your phone as Scentsy Lady Vicky. So,
Gosh, I love you, Vicky.
Genius.
so that
I
is
love
one of the
it.
things that I do. And my
I'm gonna
parties
do that
last,
Saturday.
my parties last forever because I sit there and I talk with them and I smell all the scents with them and I eat their food and drink their wine and I just am like, oh, it's 5 hours. I gotta go. Like I got to go. And I do need to figure out how to make a better exit, like make it shorter. But
I'm not a game player either, but there's two things that I like to do. I do a different version of Vicky's, and actually I'd forgotten, but until you said that. But instead of having them call me, I have them get out their phone, get ready to text me, type my number in, and then I want them to text me their name and their favorite fragrance. And the first one through wins. But then I've got their name with it too. So it's like, oh, so that was Julie Smith, and then I can save them in my contacts and they've got mine as well. So, April, how long do your parties last?
About 2 hours. That's what I try to keep mine at, 2 hours. I feel like sometimes though, like they, I don't know, my home parties, like everybody just seems so excited to be there. Like, and it just gets so wild. Like I've got so many people. I've got so many people like looking at this and looking at that and asking this and asking. I mean, there's just like I need 10 people there to help me. But there's really
Sounds
no
like you
like,
need an assistant.
yeah, I don't have like a routine like we start here and end here. It doesn't happen. We're all over the place.
Sorry, you guys, that was my mom calling from upstairs. I wasn't fast enough to mute. Okay. She's like, anyways, okay. All right. Let's go to obviously we want to collect sales, no matter what kind of the party it is, no matter whether it's a bag party, pouch party, whatever you want to call it, a personal shopping link, a home party or Facebook party. Obviously, we want them to order, right? But I know we want more than that, right? We want bookings and we want them maybe to consider partnering with Scentsy. So maybe pick one of those, bookings or joining. What do you do? How do you encourage that? Do you have like success with that? Like share something.
Thanks to this cute Emily here on the panel. I use her mock party groups And for parties, I will post her party flyer that says, if you host a party, I've got something for you. And so they'll drop a comment. I reach out to them and I say, hey, if you have a qualifying party, I'm going to gift you a 3 wax bar bundle or a fragrance flower. And that has helped me get parties just about every single time.
I love
At,
that.
at least one, if not 2 or 3, for sure.
And Emily, I know that you mentioned your party group, but will you just do a little plug for it again? Just a little.
So you just want me to tell you about them?
Yeah, just mention it again.
Okay, so I started this 2 years ago. I do mock party pages for consultants to help them with Facebook parties. This year's a little bit different because my sister, who actually is on this call and she's on my team, she just went to SFR when she was only a consultant for a month, y'all. Anyway, so and she drank the Kool-Aid. She loves it. So anyway, but she was like, I need a shorter party. I need something that's like 3 days long. And I was like, that's a good idea. Let's do that for a mock party. So it really honestly is just smushing everything in as best as I could to make sense. But either way, I have 2 that you can join. And I actually have a boards training this Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you need help with boards, it will be on one of those mock party pages. It'll be a Zoom and it will be recorded. So come join it. And I'm going to start from the get-go of boards all the way to like scroll parties and the whole 9 yards. But anyway, so yeah, those are my mock party pages. They help you with Facebook. They help you with all the things, and please join them because if I can help you, it makes my day. It really does. So yeah.
And Amanda's dropping them in the chat, or at least drop the 3-day.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, someone else. What do you do to get bookings or party or people flippings?
So as far as flipping, whenever I close a party out, I send them a little graphic and it says congratulations on, because a lot of times it's like bag party, right? So I'm like, congratulations on having a great party. Since you did, now you have 2 options. Option 1 is, and I give them the option for their commission for the party. Option 1, you can make this much, and I fill it in with their numbers. Like you can make $100. You can get a kit for $0 and everything that comes with it, I put on there. And then you would be a consultant for 12 months. Or option 2, and your host rewards are this much and 3 half price items, right? And then, or option 2, you have your host rewards, your, how much you earned and your half price items. And then it says, if you choose option 1, you're a consultant for 12 months, blah, 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 and whatever. So I always give them that option, and it's good because, as you can see, I am not the best speaker. So it's all right there for them to read and make sense of it. And the numbers are like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't I make $100 and get this kit for no price, even, whatever. So by doing that, a lot of times I do get a lot of hobbyists, but I love my team, whether they're hobbyists or what, you know what I mean? But it's always a good way to flip a host doing that. And I have a cute little graphic that I use that I can share with you guys as well.
Awesome. Yeah, your graphic is so good.
On recruiting, can I share something that Orville said?
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty good. So if you don't know Barb Bruno, she's fabulous. She has pink hair. Go find her. She went to the H-Down Showdown. That just happened. And Orville and Heidi were there. And they were doing a question and answering with them for an hour and a half. And one of the questions had to do with recruiting. And I thought it was really interesting what Orville had to say. And he said that the most ideal person to recruit is a pregnant woman on baby number 2. And the reason for it is because nobody can afford to put 2 kids in daycare nowadays. So he says, now don't go, messaging every pregnant person that you know. But he says that I thought that was really interesting because I currently have a host that has $1,000 party that is about to have baby number 2. So I thought that was really good information. So just a heads up, that's what Orville said is the best recruiting person.
And you guys, like, Orville's seldom wrong on these things, seldom wrong. He's a pretty smart guy. All right. If you had a problem grabbing the first 3-day link, there is one in the chat further down that works. So, all right. Anyone else? Do you guys remember the question even? The question is, how do you get bookings or flip? And maybe we should even say we might have people on here who don't even know what that means, flip. Can someone explain what that means?
So I guess I'll explain it because I've done it before. It's basically when somebody's hosting a party and then they either decide that they want to join like during the party, or they decide at the end, or they even decide before that they want to flip this party to them. What it means is just everything that you collected during the party, whether it be on their website, or actually not on whether. So it's on your website. You've collected orders, and then flipping it would be flipping it from the consultant's website or orders, and you flip that over to the new consultant, which would be the host. That's how you would flip a party. Now, there's different ways to do it. Like I said, it's beginning, middle, or end, but it's basically taking those orders and turning them over.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that sheet that I sent you today, you already had it. I don't know what
Yes.
it's called,
The
but
host.
that's
No, it's the option 1 or option 2.
yes,
Yes, it's already on there. Yes.
Yes, that sheet that she put on there is really good if you're doing a home party, especially you like jot it down real quick. You're right there in front of them. You're that one-on-one in person. You have that connection. Just lay it in front of them and like, this could be how much your paycheck would be off this party. And it's a really good hook.
And yeah, that is a good way. Like when you're closing out somebody's party, to end it with that, whether it be a home party or a
Yeah.
Facebook party, you always tell them like you could make this. And for me, I get bookings and any recruits is I always try to like tell the in our conversations like how they feel like. I always like mentioned last night on Leaders Lounge. I always try to start with the join opportunity with somebody that orders, obviously because they like the product, they want it, and they're obviously going to order again. So I ask them, if they want to join. If they don't want to join, well, then do you want a party? If they don't want a party, awesome. If you have a consumable item, maybe on your next order, we'll get you Scentsy Club set up. And if they don't want to do that, well, then when it comes time to refill, I'll just take your order.
Oh, this is the form. If I can get my thing to turn around, that's what it looks like.
Oh, that's the one I make.
Yeah, thank you. I use that. That's fun, Vicki.
It's awesome, right?
Yes, it is.
Is
I
that
didn't
in
know
the Google Drive already?
Yes.
Or not? Is that in the Google Drive? Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
One of the things that I do at home parties to book is and I forget who shared this. It was years ago, and I don't know where I had. Oh God, this thing's crazy.
You've got a really nice Monstera in the background, though. I'm just saying.
There you go. It just says you roll the dice, and the odds are in your favor. So I bring like little dice. They roll the dice, and you don't. Like I had them roll the dice like during the party and put their number on their order form. And then when I'm checking them out, I'll be like, what was the number you rolled? And they'll be like 1. I'm like, if you book a party right now, you'll get a free mini, whatever the dice, whatever it says at the thing. So it's
Not Vicki and the dice.
What's that?
I said not Vicki and the dice.
Yeah, the dice game.
Yeah,
And if I could put a slot machine in there, I would do it.
Yeah, Vicki does love the casino, right?
Yes.
Roll a dice. Let's gamble. What do you get?
Half
and
on
then,
red.
Just out of curiosity, do you give them that prize that night, or do you actually make them host?
No, they have to host, because how many times people will say that they gonna host and then they don't. And then I also use the perpetual party reward for their half price item.
So it has to qualify?
Yeah, so it has to qualify.
Okay. Perfect. What else? Anyone else?
One thing that I have also learned throughout the years is with my hostess, you asking your hostess to have a party for a reason, and you have developed that relationship with them. So let's just say your hostess is somebody who reads. They like to go to Barnes and Noble. I don't gift them with Scentsy because they already know our products. So the reason why they're having the party, they're going to be getting free products. So I like to do like sometimes even like a $5 gift card for Barnes and Nobles because you're actually listening to your customer, or your hostess, you're learning, and you're building that relationship with them outside of Scentsy. If they're a coffee drinker, send them that $5 Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts instead of Scentsy because they're going to earn all of that extra product. What's another room spray? What's another scent circle at that point? So I like to just build a little bit more relationship with my hostess. And when the customers see that, they're like, oh, it's not just Scentsy.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And I like that stems kind of back to the Never Lose a Customer Again book that we did for book club years ago, right? Is it Joey Coleman? I feel like it's Joey Coleman. It's a really good book about creating relationships. Jody Farmer, I think, is kind of the queen of taking flowers, just a flower bouquet. And how nice is that to get a flower bouquet as a hostess, right? Like if you brought Emily and I a plant, we'd be your bestie for life, right? Or you bring me some iced coffee, if I was hosting and you sent me like a Starbucks gift card or a Ziggy's gift card that morning and said, hey, we're going to have fun today, grab an iced coffee to start your day or something, I'd be like, it's on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that is relationship building. You're exactly right. So, yes, Mary, or a dust bunny blizzard thing, right? Like, yes. Okay. We've been on an hour. Yes, Andrea wants to take a picture, but we can't do that until we are done. So let's wrap up with one at a time. If you have one other thing that you would like to add, any pro tip you'd like to add, or anything you think we've missed, go ahead and share it. Also, if you guys want to drop your social, you don't have to, but if you want to drop in the chat, your social profiles, if people want to follow you or all the things, if you don't want more Scentsy people following you, you don't have to. Little pro tip, something you could do in the future, where your name is, you could also put your Instagram handle. It could say April and then your Instagram handle, just so you know, just an idea. All right. Come check out my plant porn, Emily says. Awesome. Okay. April, you have any last comment you'd like to share?
My only thing is build a relationship. That's where it starts for me.
Yeah, 100%. Natasha, what you got?
I agree with April, build the relationship, be authentic, be yourself. Don't be spammy.
Yes. Yes. Amanda, anything you want to share?
I'll piggyback on the rest of them. Very similar to what they have to say. The biggest thing is just be yourself. I've always had a fear of being myself. So that to me is huge. And listen to your hostess, learn about them, learn about what they do, find out how they spend their free time, listen to what they like, because again, like Natasha said, it's all about building those relationships, and that will grow your business, and they will be referring you to other people as well. So it's not just the party scene. You can get other customers as well from just building that relationship.
Yes. I remember it was probably Sarah Speechley. It was someone like Sarah said years ago, your hostess is like your partner, you're a team. And if they're successful, you're successful. And so you really want to partner with them. And that's a big mistake people make, is they just say, okay, thanks for hosting. And that's the end of it. All right, Vicky, what you got?
I would say, well, first of all, arrows out, make it all about them, nothing about you. And don't, the more people you ask, the more parties you're going to get. You're never going to get any parties if you don't ask. So don't be afraid for people to say no. One of the best lines that I've used was like, if I bring, salsa and chips, will you gather a couple of your friends together for a sip and sniff? I mean, simple, easy, that's it. And you'll be surprised how many people will say yes to that.
Emily, what about you? Anything you want to close this with?
What'd you say?
Anything you want to close this with?
Yes. I just definitely say make your personality shine. I think that's what sells for me. I know I'm always a bubbly person and always says, "Oh, I just want to like wrap your personality in a shell and give it to myself." Well, I think that everybody is unique in their own way. So I think if you really show that to the people that are buying from you, they're going to buy no matter what. So that's what I would have to close with.
Yeah. Noemi, what you got?
So what I would say is even if the party that you're doing right now, like say you're doing a Facebook party, or this is what I did. I had a bunch of shopping scrolls that I tried to do last month. They bombed. So what I did is I just asked my host, are you interested in doing a Facebook party? And I've got like 2 that said, yep, let's do it again. So don't give up. Try something else. If your home party bombs, give them a bag and tell them to take it to work. Don't give up though. Don't say, oh, it didn't work. That's it. I suck at this. Just keep trying and figure out what works for you. That's how I ended up figuring out what works for me and making it even better.
Yeah, so good. All right, I'm gonna first of all, thank you, panelists. You guys were amazing. So good. Thank you guys for sharing your time. I'm going to remove the spotlight from everyone. Is there someone that is still on here that can take a group picture for? Oh, perfect. Hold on, I got to take this off everyone, and then we can have Vicky, now you look like you're the only, there you go. All right, can someone take a group picture for us? You got it?
I can,
okay.
Yes, let me
so
just.
You have to smile for more than just like, even if she shows up on your screen.
Yes.
Smiling.
Okay, ready, go. Cheese. Okay, hold on. Keep cheesing. Okay, ready, cheese. All right, good.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all took one thing away tonight. Like, don't overwhelm yourself and think you have to do all the things. Noemi dropped the Google Drive again in the chat. It's just a few comments up right now. Make sure that you grab that because our speakers tonight, our panelists have added some of their resources. And I know that they're going to be of value to you all. So thank you guys. Have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow night on Working Wednesday.